Okay, thank you so much for joining the Dude with the Bible podcast and YouTube channel. You can find us on all kinds of social media and you can interact with us. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions, and if you need any free resources for building your walk with the Lord and really just enjoying your Christian walk and figuring out how to do that, stay tuned, follow the content, follow the social media. You can find all of our links and a ton of free resources through the website, www.dudewithabible.com. All right, so my name is Jay. Thanks for joining us. Hey, we're still in chapter 7. We're going to, kind of go slowly through chapter 7. I'm going to start with the basics, and then we're going to continue to help you guys understand what the Lord is saying here. All right. So, ask and it will be given to you. We're starting from Matthew 7, verses 7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds. And to him who knocks it will be opened. Right? Or what man is there among you who, when his son asks for a loaf, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, he will not give him a snake, will he? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give what is good to those who ask him? In everything, therefore, treat people the same way you want them to treat you. For this is the law and the prophets. So here we're seeing Jesus he's being very explicit here. Jesus wants us to look at God as Father. He wants us to focus on him in a way that builds intimacy. What we have to understand about Jesus' ministry is that he literally came to not just be a representation, to be a representation of God in physical form, right? Because he's God, but he manifested as man, as a perfect man. But he wants us to understand God's heart. He wants us to use his sayings and his conduct, right, as a form of a blueprint, as a type of blueprint to access the grace of God, to experience the wonders of God, so the secrets of the kingdom can be revealed to us. So essentially, he just wants us to build a great relationship with God. And this sometimes comes as a surprise to people because they figure God is just some kind of, why does God, kill people? Why does he allow people to die? So we attribute pain to God instead of pain and suffering to the sin that mankind invited to the world. Right? And so it's hard for us to see God as Father. However, what Jesus is trying to help us understand here is that we can ask God for things with a genuine heart, the way a baby would ask for their bottle, or ask for nap time, or ask for a treat or food or playtime, because a baby wants to do those things, but they feel they have a connection with the guardian, with their parent, grandparent, aunt and uncle. So there's a level of comfort, and God is trying to give us a goal. He's trying to help us understand how the bar should be set as a Christian. We should communicate with God like a father, an intimate way, and not the way your earthly father. Some of us have not the way we communicate with our earthly parents, because some of us have bad relationships with our earthly parents. However, God is a perfect parent. Any and everything he does is best for you, his child, if you are his child. Okay, so when Jesus is telling you to knock, and he's telling you to ask, he's beckoning us to take action, move forward, press in, right? And communicate with God in your room, at your work, at your school, when you're traveling, in your car, on the bus or the train, on the metro or the tube, you really want to genuinely ask God. If you have trouble with this, ask God to help you communicate with him in a genuine way. Ask God to give you the eyes and the ears to see him as he is, to feel reverence, to acknowledge his majesty, his providence, his sovereignty, and to see him as Father. You get what I'm saying, right? You guys get where I'm going with this. You want to be proactive. Knock, ask. In your knocking, you're being respectful. You're not just going up to God and as if he's not a deity, as if he's not the creator of time, heaven, earth, and space and humans, right? But you're being respectful and reverent, where you're saying, "Hey, Lord, I don't know what to do. Lord, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. I want to be a better light in your kingdom. I want to marry this guy, marry this woman. I want to serve the church better. I want to walk holy. God, please help me. Help me on how to do this." So you seek him in prayer. You read the word. You fellowship with believers. You try to serve in ministry, right? And you listen to worship music to start building your mind, right? When you're praying and studying the word in fellowship with other believers, or either through Zoom or Google Meets, or whether you're actually meeting up or having a phone call with folks, you're trying to, and especially worshiping, you're trying to cultivate a mindset, a lifestyle that is going to work against your flesh and work against Satan, right? And work against the ways of the world. But you want it to be genuine, and ask God to help you to do that. And so those are the type of things you can ask for, and God will gladly give it to you. But contextually, God is reminding us to ask so that we receive things that are, or thoughts or ideas that are relevant to God's character, God's will for the Christian kingdom, and individually for you, for the Christian. So get to know God. That's the intimate part. And then as you're getting to know him, as you're building your walk with him and building your understanding of biblical principles, pay attention to God's character. What is he continually asking us to do? And then ask God to help you learn how to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit, and not just to understand biblical principles, but learn how to be Holy Spirit led, so that you can get rhema word from him, so that you can have a direct communication, direct connection with him, right? And maybe this will take eliminating some of the white noise in your life. Maybe turn off the radio, turn off the TV, turn off social media, take a break from these things, go to a quiet place, sometimes maybe outside of your home, or maybe in your home, and just talk to the Lord and ask him to speak to you. And for those of you who already know how to hear the voice of the Lord, ask him to speak to you, but to give you a receptive heart, a receptive mind. Okay? Because when you get a word from the Lord, or you're learning how to experience God, the Holy Spirit is going to remind you of how you should treat people. Okay? How you should serve them, especially if you're assigned to them, like through divine appointment, for example. So if you're meant to go walk this person through the sinner's prayer, or if you're meant to go serve the senior citizens, or serve in ministry somewhere, right? Your character will start to be built. And the first part of Matthew chapter 7 is talking about judging people, right? And the types of, the golden rule of prayer. Our prayers should be it should be bold but reverential. And it should lean towards it. Prayer is going to essentially change us when we focus on pleasing God and loving others, but honoring people and giving them the benefit of the doubt, seeing them as souls and seeing ourselves as souls as well. All right. So guys, remember to make sure that you pray and that you talk to God and see him as a good father. Okay. Because you may not, even a young baby doesn't understand everything an adult does. And sometimes we cry because of that, because we don't understand, right, when we're a baby. And it's like that when you're an adult too. We start complaining because we don't really understand certain things. But that's okay, right? Just trust God still the way a baby normally trusts its parent. Okay? And make sure that you treat others the way that you would like to be treated. All right, guys, that's all I got. It's Minister Jay. Thank you so much for joining the Dude with the Bible podcast and YouTube channel. God bless you.